Hello everybody, welcome back to my realm. I'm Quill, and today I'm going to be drawing my entry for Lunagemmstone's 200 subs contest. The prompt, I guess, was to draw a character off of this mood board, and I love that mood board, by the way. I was really feeling it when I was drawing this, so that was great. So when I started drawing this, I actually started with coming up with the name, so that could help me with the design. And the names that I was kind of thinking were Eclipse, Dusk, and Dawn. I chose Eclipse since that was really the only one that could allow me to do both the moon and the sun. I know it's kind of a generic name, but I liked it and I thought it fit. Well, actually no, I came up with the name first, so of course it fits. But I actually had a kind of rough idea of what I wanted the design to look like with the name Eclipse, at least comparatively with the other two names. But I'll talk more about the design later when I've added the color. For now, I'm going to talk a little bit about her backstory. So first of all, Eclipse does not live in the Wings of Fire universe. It's just a random dragon universe that I came up with when I was creating Eclipse. So in this world, I kind of based the dragons off of birds, so as you can see, I'm not sure when it'll show up, but eventually I decided that Eclipse would have like tail feathers, and most dragons would have feathered wings, and they also migrate like birds do. So just for easy explanation purposes, I'm going to call a group of dragons a flock. So Eclipse lives with a flock of dragons, which a flock basically is like a family, but a larger family. So it would kind of just be like your cousins and your aunts and uncles, kind of. She was born without wings, and so that kind of makes her different from everybody else. And so everybody in her flock kind of just hates her. I feel like in this world, not having wings is kind of like equivalent to the witches. Like it's seen as a sign of dark magic, and so that's why people don't really like them like that much if they don't have wings. But her mother's sister also didn't have wings, and that, like, obviously the dragons killed her, and that kind of scarred Eclipse's mom. So she kind of stopped the flock from killing Eclipse like as soon as she was born. And I feel like that's about all that Eclipse's mother does for her. Just makes sure that she doesn't die. Because I feel like after her sister's death, Eclipse's mother has been kind of avoidant of her problems. So she loves Eclipse, but is kind of just disengaging with her because she doesn't like want to feel the same way about her that she did with her sister when her sister died. Sorry about that little detour. This video is about Eclipse, not Eclipse's mom. So basically, her mom dies somehow, and since her mom isn't really there to protect Eclipse anymore, so when it comes time for the flock to migrate, they are kind of fed up with Eclipse and just don't want to deal with her incapability to fly. So the flock kind of takes this as their opportunity to kill her. Like I said, they think that she has some kind of dark magic. So the flock tries to kill her in her sleep, and then they just leave on their migration. They don't really bother to check if she's dead or not, because she's kind of just not their problem anymore. So she's not entirely dead, and she can still kind of move around a little bit, and so she was searching the forest for some like remedies and herbs to like heal her when she stumbled across this moon-shaped necklace. And if you didn't already know, that was inspired by this part on the moon board right here. And as soon as she touches it, she hears this voice. It tells her that it could give her what she wants. It will make her live for like longer. As long as she wears it, she will be alive. And it will give her wings. She just has to do one thing for the necklace, which is presumably like someone trapped in the necklace or some kind of like memory in the necklace. But she gets all these things that she wants in exchange for, well, not in exchange for, she has to kill the prince, which she doesn't really know who the prince is because she doesn't like, these flocks aren't technically really a kingdom, so there is a kingdom somewhere else which she has to kill the prince of in order to live, basically. And this is where I kind of stopped and had to think a little bit, because this choice would like literally affect her life, whether it's like life or death. And I wanted it to be a choice that she would actually make. So I was doing some digging into her personality a little bit, and I made this chart of all the different paths that I think it could go on, or like what she would be like after this experience. So the options that I had kind of been thinking were attention-seeking, revenge-seeking, burned senseless, and self-loathing. Basically, if she was attention-seeking, she like was obviously neglected and just wants approval of her parents, but like she hasn't given up hope, which is kind of the opposite of burned senseless, which is like she experienced neglect and abandonment and hatred, which we all know that she experienced. But she kind of just got used to it and doesn't feel anything anymore. Revenge seeking would be kind of, she grew up with builded trust. Like that would be probably if her mom like took care of her and loved her before she died, and she'd probably have to be killed in order for it to be revenge seeking. And in all those three options, she would kill the prince. But the one I'm kind of leaning towards most is the self-loathing. So she's very sensitive to criticism, and she thinks that they're right to make fun of her and to like nearly kill her. And I actually took an MBTI personality test for Eclipse, and I got an INFP, which is actually what my sister is, and they are very sensitive to criticism. Before I took the test, I was actually kind of leaning towards the attention-seeking, which I cannot see her doing now that I know that she's an INFP. So this time when she's presented with the opportunity to have what she wants and has to kill the prince, she's very hesitant. I mean, it's a high-pressure situation, so of course she'd be hesitant. But there is a part of her that believes that her flock was right in doing what they did, that she did deserve it. And she obviously doesn't want to kill anyone, so at first she's like thinking that she just won't take the offer. But for Eclipse, her entire life, wings have been kind of the only thing that has been stopping her from getting love and compassion from others. And everyone has this innate desire for connection, especially INFPs. I know this because my sister is one. So after thinking it over in her head a little bit, she kind of accepts, at the very least, to just give her some extra time to decide, because she's like literally dying at the moment. So she accepts and wears the necklace, and she's given these beautiful 3 pairs of wings that are kind of transparent and magical. This kind of affirms in her mind that, yeah, she did the right choice because she didn't know that wings could be so beautiful. So she goes out to kill the prince, thinking in her mind that he's some like snooty monarch who is like neglectful of his citizens. And when she gets there, she realizes that the prince actually was born without wings too. So she can kind of relate to him a little bit, and now kind of doesn't want to kill him because he had the life that she never had. He was the prince and everyone loved him. Nobody looks down on him. Nobody hated him except for the necklace for some reason. And I think that Eclipse would just instantly fall in love with him. Well, maybe not instantly, but like as she watches him throughout the day. So I probably developed this way more than an actual backstory, but I had fun. So that's kind of where we're at now. I'd like to hear you guys' opinions on whether she will actually kill the prince or not. By the end of the story, what do you guys think will happen? But yeah, this is my contest entry for Luna Gemstone's 200 sub contest. Definitely check her out. The links to her channel and my sister's channel will be in the description of this video. Thank you to Celloberry for the music of this video, and I will see you next time. Bye!